Do you dream of a career in city planning? Are you interested in civil engineering? Do you like the films of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Then you need to play Rampaging on Pico 8. Yes, welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you lovely people. Today's game is called Rampaging, and it's by the developer called Play Medusa. Let's read the itch description then. Jump, climb and punch your way through as many cities as you can before the army hunts you down. Some say it was radiation, some a weird virus, but the only sure thing is that James, Linda and Richard turned into huge kaijus with a single goal in mind: to destroy as much as possible before turning back to humans. Play as James the Ape, Linda the Lizard and Richard the Wolf as they travel through the capital cities of every country, rampaging through the whole world. Destroy all buildings, eat people, and survive as much as possible before the army stops you. A game inspired by the 2018 film cinema classic starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Rampage. A fantastic film. It's one of my all-time favourites. The story of an albino western lowland gorilla who, in a freak roguelike accident, turns... No, I'm talking rubbish. It's a remake of the classic Midway arcade game, Rampage. And yes, let's get into it then, shall we? So, it's a two-player game. I'm obviously going to be playing it one player. You can pick from 3 different characters. We have got James, the... what's he? The gorilla? I've just said it. James the Ape. We've got James the Ape, Linda the Lizard, and Richard the Wolf. I don't think there's any difference between the characters in terms of how they play. Just pick whichever one you like the look of the most. I quite like the look of Linda, although Richard looks quite a ferocious fellow as well. They're all pretty good, aren't they? Anyway, let's get into it then. So, oh, that's the wrong button. I have this every week, don't I? Have you noticed that? Right, I'm playing as Linda, and we are in the city of... I missed that. We're in a city. All the cities have real-world names, which is kind of cool. So, yes. Anyway, the basic gameplay of Rampage, if you are not aware, you are a massive monster. You have to punch and destroy buildings. You can eat people by punching them or just by standing on them. It's a very violent, very destructive game. Probably most heavily influenced by games like SimCity, Civilization. There's a certain debt to Civilization in this game because you kind of, you're building and partially destroying a city. Yeah, it's kind of like those games. If you like slow-paced, turn-based grand strategy, then, this is the game for you. Oh, that's good. That is really good. No, this is a full-on action arcade game. The goal of each level is to punch all of the buildings. Punch the buildings until they collapse. And then you go to... I'm in Beirut in Lebanon now. So there you go. Go on a world tour, destroying cities and eating people. There really isn't a lot to say about the kind of the premise for this game. It's very straightforward. But that doesn't mean that the action isn't compelling and so much fun. Yes, as you can kind of see by what's happening here, soldiers keep appearing and they will shoot at you and that will hurt you. You can eat them for health. Later on, we will start to get harassed by more dangerous members of the armed forces. These soldiers, they're a bit of a pushover, really. There's a damsel in distress there. Looks like she needs some help. So let's just eat her. Oh dear. Oh, guess we just trashed that bit. Oh, we're trashing this building as well. Yeah, this is a very destructive game. Oh, don't worry, there's no fall damage. Yes, this is a very destructive game. It's a lot of fun. It taps into the primal side of all of us, which just wants to destroy cartoon cities. Yeah. I've never played Rampage before. I'm aware of it, but this is my kind of first time playing. There's a helicopter, by the way. This is my first time playing a kind of Rampage style game, and I can see why these are popular. I can see why these are a lot of fun. Just marching around, constantly punching everything, destroying things. It's very cathartic. The closest I came to a game like this There we go, punch that helicopter. The closest I came to a game like this growing up was the beat 'em up King of the Monsters by Data East. I had that on the Mega Drive, and that was a beat 'em up game, but your characters were giant kaiju monsters, and the fighting took place in a city. And I always found it much more fun just trashing the city. I wasn't very good at the game. It was quite a hard beat 'em up game, but I used to have lots of fun just blowing up the buildings, standing on things, picking up tanks and throwing them. You know, just good, clean fun. Anyway, that tickles that part of the brain which makes me enjoy those kinds of things. Well, that's what this game does. So yeah, when we blow up a building, when we smash enough of the windows in, it collapses in that rather lovely way. Trouble is now we can't very easily climb up to attack that helicopter, can we? So there is a little bit of strategy, a little bit of I won't say planning. This isn't really planning, is it? Planning the wanton destruction of a city, but you know, it's oh, thought we had it then. You know, there's a certain amount of strategy involved, I should say. So in Addis Ababa now, in Ethiopia, nice. Yeah, I've not played any other games by Play Medusa. If you have a look on Play Medusa's itch page, there are quite a few games listed on there. Go and check them out. You can play this game on itch, which is where, well, I've bought the game. You can buy it for the princely sum of $2, 2 of your American dollars, which works out to be about £1.90 sterling. Yeah. You can get this game on itch. You can play it for free on itch, but I wanted to download it so I can play it on Pico 8 as a cartridge. There's also Windows, Linux, whatever you want to call it. The various builds which Pico 8 supports. But yeah, fun game. Lots of arcade action, lots of destruction. Now, I want to see how far I can get. My high score so far is 1,560, I think. I'm getting pretty close. I think next level is possibly where we first start to encounter tanks. Possibly. Here we go. Tanks, they're pretty dangerous. You have to be careful of them. Also, loads and loads of helicopters on this level. Yeah, part of what you're doing in this game, besides just climbing, punching and destroying things, you do have to keep on top of these armed forces. They're rather colourful armed forces, I must say, with their red colour scheme. That's nice. But yeah, they will do a lot of damage to it if you don't do something about it. Fortunately, there's lots of terrified civilians that we can eat as a monster to get our health back. I really need to do that. Oh, these soldiers. No. You shouldn't mess with Linda. Big mistake. It's I think if this game were made, if this was a kind of a new game made today, I think there might be there might have been the temptation to have had more than one attack. It's quite fun just having the one punch attack. It makes the game very fast paced, very fun and arcade. Sao Tome in, I didn't see that. I'm learning about world cities here. This is good. Yeah, gameplay wise, this is just, I haven't really talked enough about this technical side of this. The gameplay is so much fun. It's so smooth. The animation of the characters is something I particularly enjoy. Everything is so beautifully animated. The little soldier guys walking around on the floor. Our big stompy kaiju, well, Linda, to give her a full name. Everything is so lovely and beautifully animated. And it's got the fantastic, the classic Pico 8 palette, which gives it that lovely bright retro look. So, you know, this is what we come to expect from Pico 8 games. Nice retro gameplay, beautiful retro graphics, and it's just a very nice, smooth experience. I do wish there was a little bit of music. There isn't any music in the game, but there's enough sound effects, there's enough going on for it not to feel kind of sparse, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate the attention to detail in the in the sound design. Did we just stomp a tank then? This is as far as I've got. So in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan. Oh. Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan, and that was the end of Linda. So once you have been defeated, you turn back into a normal human and you run off. And that's the end of the game for you, unfortunately. So there you go. I got up to stage 7, new high score there. Yeah, Rampaging by Play Medusa. Really fun game. Go and check it out. So it's the link is down. Oh, I've not changed the video again. It shouldn't say BBS there. This isn't sadly on Splore yet. It's on itch. Anyway, that's the link to go and play the game. You can download it from there as well. Also, you can check out Play Medusa's other games over on itch. Let's have a quick look at those. There's at least a couple of Pico 8 games from what I can see. Anyway, a lot of fun to be had here in Rampaging, and you can support the developer as well. If you want to buy the game, you can download it for $2, which I think is very reasonable. Anyway, just a short video today. I wanted to show you this game. Fantastic presentation, beautiful graphics and animation, great gameplay. Kind of wish it had a little bit of music in there just to kind of set the mood, but that's a very minor complaint. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'm not going to take any more of your time. You can go and spend the rest of your time now playing this game. You know, that's what these videos are all supposed to be about. You know, showing you a cool game so that you can go and play it. You don't have to just sit here listening to me. Who wants to do that?